Another day, another Nintendo Direct come and gone. And at first, I wasn't really sure how to feel about it. There was some good stuff shown, to be sure, but a lot of okay announcements too. So I slept on it, because I had stayed up the whole night to watch it. I slept on it, and I watched some reactions. And now, I think this Direct was actually way more of a banger than I initially thought. I went from a kind of middle-of-the-road feeling to actually being incredibly excited. And here's why. To recap, the Direct opened with Pokemon DLC, which, in a perfect world, would be an absolutely insane way to start the show. But, to be honest, I feel like it didn't actually tell me anything about what the DLC actually was, and it wasn't exactly visually stunning either, so it's kinda whatever for me. I want to love Pokemon still, but they haven't really done anything that has wowed me in a long time. Some good and cool things here and there for sure. I mean, the Sword and Shield DLC looked pretty good. I hated the base game. Violet, from what I played of it, was pretty fun, but kinda ran and looked like crap. So, for me, Game Freak has just kind of been underwhelming, to put it lightly, over the past couple years. We then got a few side announcements showing off the Sonic game, Persona 5 Tactica again, and alright, good, not bad, but we either already knew about these or some others that weren't that shocking or stunning or whatever you want to call it. Then, we got our first big announcement. The clouds parted, the heavens opened up, and there it was! A Super Mario RPG remake. I had already heard rumors of this a day or so prior to the Direct, but I was honestly amazed that it was true. This is one of those cult classic kind of games that I never really had a bad thing come into my ears about it. No one ever said anything bad about it. It's always been positive, and I've really wanted to play it, but just haven't gotten around to it. I think I have it on my SNES Classic, but just never made the time. So it's awesome to see this here for new and old players alike. If anything, it's just a new avenue to play the game, which is always a good thing. Bring it up to modern standards while simultaneously preserving it. It's a nice touch. This is one of the biggest announcements of the Direct, and it went really early. The art style kind of put me slightly off at first, because it was like half chibi, but also half normal, like their bodies were chibi, but their heads kind of looked the same. But the more I look at it, the more it's grown on me since then, and I find it very cute and charming now. It would also be nice if there was a way to swap between the graphics or something, like on the Halo Master Chief Collection, but still good even if not. Remakes or other games like this will always be something I'm happy about, and even if I don't play it immediately, I feel really good for everyone else that's excited to play it. Immediately after that, we got something about a brand new game starring Peach. I don't have much to say about it, but it looks really nice, and I hope it's good. They didn't really show a whole lot, but hey, that's a thing. But after that, one of the biggest announcements for me came up. I was incredibly happy about it when they showed it, but then I kind of forgot until after I woke up the next day. But Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon getting an HD port on the Switch. This is absolutely huge. For one, it's awesome to see this game get pulled out of 3DS Purgatory, because I love Luigi's Mansion, but never got around to playing this one. Maybe we can even get the original Luigi's Mansion remake pulled too, but secondly, this opens so many doors, so many avenues, and has so many implications. It might depend on how it sells, but ultimately this is showing that games aren't stuck forever on the 3DS. It sets a precedent. We could potentially get A Link Between Worlds, or even Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask 3D, or any previous 3DS entry you could think of. Now, there is the possibility that maybe this was just some sort of passion project by the Luigi's Mansion team, and maybe they just really wanted to bring it over to the Switch. But this puts it on the table for everyone else to follow suit. So that's why I think this is one of the biggest announcements of the Direct that people are sleeping on, or at least maybe they are, I don't know, I haven't looked at social media. Then they show off some more random side games, some ports of like the Batman games or Just Dance, and then this Dragon Quest Pokemon looking game that actually looks pretty good, and I'm actually excited for that. And don't get me wrong, third-party stuff is obviously insanely important, but I don't know, for me, some of these side announcements just felt a little out of nowhere. Like, I'm happy those Batman games are on Switch, but was anyone predicting that? Like, I'm sure people will play it, and I'm glad they're here, but it just, I don't know. We had a lot of people had a lot of expectations. I was maybe hoping for like a Tears of the Kingdom update, maybe Metroid Prime 4, or some other stuff, or whatever, and this just felt odd. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna talk about the rest of the third-party or side announcements here, just to get it out of the way. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection looks awesome. I'm really excited about it. I saw a leak about a Volume 2 with Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and I can't remember what the third game was gonna be, if it had one, but it's great to have these games easily accessible. All the bonus features and content they showed off, too, looks awesome. So as long as everything runs well, I will definitely be picking this up in the future. And the last of the side announcements that had my attention was the Star Ocean remake, or whatever it is, Second Story R. I love RPGs and JRPGs. Star Ocean has always intrigued me, and this game looks good. Or at the very least, beautiful. I know nothing about this franchise other than it exists, so I hope it does well. The combat looked interesting. I don't know how good or bad it will feel. It's like an action RPG, but on the same plane as like a normal 2D turn-based game, so we'll see. I'm intrigued, but I'm not buying it immediately, so we'll see. Other than that, though, the rest of the small or side stuff or third-party announcements either didn't look that good to me or didn't intrigue me enough to want to talk about it. There's a lot of farming games again. I was kind of wondering if we were going to have a farming game direct for the second time. Like, I don't know, there was like a direct last year or something where I swear to God they showed off like 8 or 10 different farming games. Like, they were just, which is fine. Farming games are great. Stardew is great, but Jesus Christ, there were so many of them, and now there's like an MMO one. But with those out of the way, let's talk about the last announcement that completely blindsided me. Hi, Maestro here. I didn't forget to write about this part, but when I was like reading off the script, I completely forgot to record it. And now I'm just gonna insert it here. Pikmin. There was the whole Pikmin section. We knew about Pikmin going into the Direct. So let's talk about it. Pikmin 4. This game is very, very close to coming out. It comes out next month. We knew we were getting more information, but I gotta say, it looks so cozy and wholesome. I've never played Pikmin. I just never got around to it. I think I own, like, Pikmin 3 on the Wii U digitally that I got from, like, a reward program, but I haven't got around to trying it. But I always see Arlo and some other people absolutely obsessing and gushing about it, so I definitely want to pick this game up. And not only Pikmin 4, but they also just stealth dropped Pikmin 1 and 2 ports on the eShop the very same day, just like they did for Metroid Prime Remastered. This, honestly, has me more excited than Pikmin 4 for one reason. I always love to see ports of games that don't have a very good home to play them. Playing games officially is always more satisfying to me, and this is just such a treat. I'm not sure what the control options are like, but I imagine it's got both typical controls along with the motion controls from the Wii ports, and that's awesome. Having every main Pikmin game available on the same platform is great, and the only thing that could make it better would be if they released it as a collection on a cartridge, but I'll still take this. Okay, back to the next part. If it kind of flows weird, it's because I'm inserting it here, and I didn't want to record it again because I liked my take, and it'd also be funnier. Okay, anyway, Super Mario Wonder. A new 2D Mario game in 2023. I honestly didn't know how much I needed this in my life until now, because it just looks so fun and wacky. I'm not even like I love Mario, I love a ton of games, but I'm not like this massive 2D Mario like stan or anything, right? I'm not out here like playing every single one, doing all the Mario Maker stuff. I'm not that, but I do really enjoy the games and appreciate them. And whenever Super Mario Bros. Wii or the new Super Mario Bros. And the DS and stuff came out, those games for the next like decade kind of started to get homogenized. They're great games, to be sure. I had a lot of fun with them, but new Super Mario Bros. Wii, Wii U, all that stuff, at least in the art department, and sometimes the gameplay too, it just kind of started to feel the same. Like, sure, it was all good, but they didn't really feel like new games. It kind of felt more like odd expansion packs, and they just weren't exciting. Were they bad? No, but I don't know. It just had this kind of feeling. This kind of like, I hesitate to call it like a corporate thing. it just felt a little bland after a while. Awesome when it came out, it was like, yo, we get Mario back, but just kind of weird. But this game looks crazy. I mean, for one, there's a new art style, which is like a mixture of this, but this really like, you know, accentuated, artistic, and exaggerated like thing. Like Mario's facial expressions are really crazy. The environment's doing all this wacky stuff with the Wonder Flowers. And not to beat a dead horse, but it kind of looks like what you would think an acid trip looks like. I mean, never done acid, LSD, I don't know, but in my head, stereotypes, that's what I think of. And it's incredibly vibrant. It makes me feel good to look at it. It makes me think it's gonna feel good to play it. And I'm just happy this is here. I would love to see some crazy innovation in the 2D Mario space. I hope it lives up to it. And it comes out really soon, like less than 4 months. I think it's like early October when this game comes out. And it's coming out like, is it before the Super Mario RPG remake? I think, I want to say that's in like November and this game is in October. So we've got a pretty heavy Mario heavy time ahead of us. And I'm hoping this game's gonna be good. It looks good. I'm excited. We'll wait and see. I hope there's like some crazy stuff. The world map looked great. Bowser, like, just everything looked good. I think I saw like a bunch of new enemies. The Bowser castle thing floating around looked great. I don't know. I got a really good feeling about this game, and I have not been this excited for like a 2D Mario platformer in a very long time. I'll put it that way. But yeah, no, that was the Nintendo Direct. At first, I gave it like, I was talking to my friends, I gave it like a 7.8 or maybe like a 7 out of 10, but now I'm feeling a lot better. And that's kind of all I have to talk about today. I would have gotten this video out sooner, but Final Fantasy 16's been out, and I've done nothing but play that on stream. I've streamed it 3 times. It's 9 hours the first day, 7 the second. I streamed 11 hours straight the third day, and I'm just chugging along. I'm gonna try and take more breaks to put out more videos. Expect some Tears of the Kingdom stuff in the future. And then after that, some Final Fantasy 16, maybe a little bit in between if it's like shorter form stuff. Tears of the Kingdom, though, I'm looking to do a big review, like in parts. I don't want to make any crazy promises yet, but that's kind of what's in the works in my brain right now. So yeah, that's all I've got for today, but stay positive, my friends. I will see you beautiful people next time. Later.